In a recent live stream, Britney had to face the challenge a lot of poker players are uncomfortable with. And by the end of this video, you'll learn 3 important questions to ask yourself that can stop you from dive bombing your bankroll. Last month, Britney had the kind of session that can make or break poker players long term. Your hands are okay, but not great, and you run okay, but your bluffs don't get through, and most of your efforts are frustrated by other players. Here's the interesting part. Britney lost $40,000 that day. She ended the session less than a buy-in down. She had the second highest VPIP with the lowest PFR stats, pre-flop raise. To an online observer, this might look like she's an easy target, but trust me, she's not as easy to reel in. But what can we glean from Britney's play? First, she likely has a strong mental game. Some people need a few moments before getting back into the action. No judgment here, we're all unique when it comes to this. In my experience, the ones who can auto-reload like Britney does are either confident in their play regardless of the outcome, confident in their overall game despite the recent loss, or a combination of the two. That mental game muscle comes in handy when the camera's on you and the stakes are high. In live, small stakes, no limit games, there are less players who are willing to pounce on weakness or tilt. At the high stakes, nearly everyone has the fundamentals down, and the differentiating factors usually lie in the intangibles. Even the recreational players at high stakes are more likely to ramp up aggression when they sense weakness. It's important to keep that poker face to avoid any unnecessary battles from players who think you're on tilt. Second, she probably has a comfortable bankroll or liquidity for this level of play. You can see her reloading with chips that she already has in hand instead of having to, sign for it or ask for somebody else. But look at your own situation. If you've got to make a trip to the ATM, it may be something that factors into your mental game or how your mental game is affected. You might have infinite buy-ins, but you don't carry a lot of cash on you. Does a $4 surcharge annoy you enough to affect your pre-flop discipline? Does for some. Being comfortable with reloading in the heat of the game can also solidify an image of resiliency. Now here's a point to consider, and hit the like button if you agree, but if you don't agree, let me know in the comments. So I'll just say it, this might divide the room, but I love when females sit in the game because there's usually a guy who makes it his only goal for the day to bluff the lady at the table and will go broke before giving up. Sound familiar? Does this happen in your game? Let me know in the comments, because it sure does happen in my games. When things go wrong and they get worse, are you able to keep it together like Britney and play with no fear? Even something like turning a pair of 9s into a bluff like she does here. When it comes to reloading, there are a few considerations you need to keep in mind. Am I upset with the outcome of the hand or how I played it? If you got it in good, you might need help working on accepting variance, like the glass half full type of stuff. You can think of, I'm grateful that they still chase naked flush draws in 2023. What about if you blundered the hand? It's okay to make mistakes. I do too. A couple weeks ago, I was in Vegas and played a hand so bad, I thought about just leaving the game right then and there. Everybody makes mistakes, but learning from mistakes works best off the table. So make a note of it, go over it later, get back to real life. Am I properly rolled for this game? If yes, do I have a stop loss to consider? If you don't know what a stop loss is a predetermined amount of money that you either show up with or are not willing to lose once you get there. So you don't want to risk more than $1,000 per day. Let's say you're playing 1-3 or 1-2, and that's like 3 buy-ins or something like that. Well, if you get to that 3rd buy-in, you know that you're not going to continue playing if you lose, even if you get it in good. So the stop loss is going to be the hard limit on how much you can lose for the day. Because when it comes to things like poker, you can't control how much you're going to win, but you can control how much you're going to lose, and it's as simple as doing this. If you don't have a stop loss to consider, you might want to think about can I endure running bad if I continue? Like, am I taking a shot and just refusing to take the L? You could consider, is this still a good game for me right now? Are the same dynamics that kept me here when I was winning or breaking even present? Like the players, or the position I'm in, or my personal energy level, or my frame of mind. Am I brooding? Am I optimistic? Do I just want to get the hell out of there? It's also important to remember that somebody like Britney might stay in the game regardless of it's still good, because there is an opportunity cost to these live streams. You want to give action and not leave early, but you don't want to grow broke either. If you got some value from this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing for more. I'll see you in the next video.